It's like, I don't want every horror movie to be, Saw level gruesome deaths, Terrifier levels of just over the top gore and absurdity. You don't do something about it, Nurgle's going to show up, and we're all in trouble. Nice and peaceful exchange.
Everybody mind their own business.
Yeah, it's like, hey, man, you take your shit, I'll take my shit. We gonna fight over nothing. We're cool.
See, Big Smoke wouldn't have done that.
At the end of the day, which is truly more important, your relationship or the video?
Hey there, Midnighters and Moonlighters. This is your closer-in-chief with a check-in. Tonight's been a pretty easy night. All the lights are green. All the dials are reading nominal. No fourth wall breaks. Now, before I go and jinx myself any further, why don't you head over to the break room, meet up with us while we go and refuel to stave off the continuation of this boring, slow night. And hey, if you've got a list of words that you can't say in your workplace because you know it's going to cause the next rush, hit those like and subscribe buttons. This one's for you.
Welcome to Nightwatch, everybody. This is your closer-in-chief here with the Nightwatch crew. Big Smoke and Jolly Green. Love having all the boys in the house.
It's like a big happy family. Aloha.
Yeah. You're not allowed to take any more days off in a long time, Jolly Green. You burned through all your sick days.
Yeah, your PTO was at 0, brother.
Until next year, they
I don't know, man. We'll see how it works out. 'Cause, you burned through 6 fucking days, man.
I can't.
You missed 2 sessions, man. We batch record.
I got a low immune system.
And you were sick.
I was that one. The last one I was.
You didn't sound sick the day after.
That's one of those. I'm going to be. I can't make it in today, but I should be feeling good for tomorrow.
I was coughing out my lungs, and then everyone got what I got.
Yeah,
everyone.
Shit.
Well, we didn't, but that's because we got strong immune systems.
I got fire in my veins. I don't get sick.
Got fire in my veins.
I get sick every other year. Honestly, I mean, I'll get the occasional sinus infection, but it clears up in a week.
I kick sickness in its ass.
And the sinus infections I just get because I smoke and I'd be out in the cold. That's.
I don't know if it has anything to do with it. I used to not get sick at all, but ever since going downstate and coming back, my immune system is very not.
You're saying the nice warm sea air, salty sea air was bad for you? That used to be the go-to, like, oh, we're gonna go to the coastline and to help feel better. That was tuberculosis specifically, but
I remember in the 11th grade just getting out in the ocean, surf for a good hour and a half, come out of the water, nose just draining full of salt water, just you just throw the boogers out. Hey, and then like you feel this tightness between your eyes because you're draining and stuff, and then you just go to school. And then I come out here, I come east.
You're exfoliating your sinuses, basically.
Yeah, just coming out here, and I mean, it's all this stuff, pollen and crap flying in the air, and I'm just stuff just coming out of my nose. Like, what the hell? Just go to the store, go to CVS, get that nasal cord, and champ. And then all this stuff comes out, and all right, I'm cool. Let's go.
Invest in an neti pot.
Yep, just go.
That seemed like they hurt. That don't seem pleasurable whatsoever.
I mean, I would imagine it's pleasurable, but I mean, if it works at clearing you out.
It clears you out, and then it's like, look, I have been sick, but I got these 2 big giant bottles. I got Dayquil and NyQuil, and mostly it's been the Dayquil because I work nights. I can't go to sleep. I mean, I just throw that sucker in and double dose that sucker, 20 milligrams. Just drink that stuff and get the going.
I thought he was going to say I have 2 big giant balls. I don't get sick. He thought he was going to.
Grande bolas. Grande.
Get a big old pair.
The huevos.
Yeah, huevos. Look, you just gotta do it, man. If you're sick, I mean, I look. I've seen some guys that are like so sick. You like, okay, you need to go home. You go home because you're obviously too sick. You're too sick. I mean, you can't hide the snot coming out of your nose. You're like, it's because they didn't take anything before they came to work. They just drug they sorry asses.
That's what I do. I don't hardly take anything. I raw dog it, and that's probably the worst.
No.
And you weren't there the days that I was sick. I don't think that was really bad.
No.
I will say when he came in, he did sound like death. And but still.
I just couldn't breathe. That was the main thing. I could have stuck it out. I walked up 2 steps, and I'm like, I can't breathe. I
believe you. And you're like just about 90% of the people out there who are sick. They know they're sick. And they do absolutely nothing about it. They just, they just exist in their sickness.
Yeah.
I mean,
just wallowing in it.
Yeah, oh my God, it's terrible. I'm so sick.
Go fucking take something.
I'm so sick. Do something about it, motherfucker.
You don't do something about it, Nurgle's going to show up, and we're all in trouble.
Nurgle, yeah. That's a good one.
The plague father.
Yeah, I'm not about that being sick. I mean, I'm not about that being
sick and not taking anything.
I got things to do.
Actively trying to solve it.
Now, I will say, seeing you at work with all that mucusy shit going on and everything, I'm thankful that bit of the breathing through a wet napkin sound wasn't happening on the mic, because
it was going to be bad. That's
very unpleasant for people to listen to. It's bad radio, Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
I remember one big smoke fucking cough, and it was I was like that every single time.
Ones out,
oh, man.
We should keep big throaty.
Keep them in.
Keep phlegmy.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, those are nasty.
I went specifically, found that spot and delete.
Yeah.
Cleared that out of there.
Yep, those are nasty.
But,
Bill's character.
Really announces your presence. But no, but certain noises and everything, they get to me. They bother me. Certain ones, and I can deal with somebody chewing or eating something in a room, but like case in point, right? I was playing DayZ the other night, zombie survival game. I play it very audio centric because it can be hard for me to see what's going on the screen, but you can hear everything. And I've got some nice Turtle Beach, digital surround sound, audio and everything going on. So, I hunt and survive by sound most of the time in that game. There's a lot of audio cues. It's a survival game though, so you got to worry about keeping yourself fed and keep yourself hydrated. If you get dehydrated, or if any of your bars or meters start getting too low, you start getting these audio cues. Well, the one for being thirsty or dehydrated is just this constant dry-lipped, lip-smacking, very very wet sound. And I'm oh my God, I spent an hour having to listen to that while I'm just hunting for water fucking somewhere, and you can't just drink from a stream because you can run the risk of getting parasites and you can get sick in that game. And I didn't have any fucking vitamins to fight off the parasites and shit, so I'm like, I gotta find a clean water source, and I need to find it now, or I'm about to literally just let this character die and start over with a fresh character, because I couldn't keep listening to that anymore. Thank God I finally found a water source and was able to get that taken care of. And then I need to find some water bottles on that one so I can carry that water with me, because otherwise I'm stuck in this little radius of the town around that clean water source. But it's a very involved, complex game.
And that's a game perfect for you, because that game the tedium would drive me insane. It's the same reason why I can't play Minecraft.
Yeah. With DayZ, like I said, I mean, it's one of those games where I can literally just so immersed into it. I think I told you before, there's rainstorms that will blow in. And you have to make sure that your gear doesn't get too wet, because it'll cause it to degrade faster and shit like that. So when it starts raining, I find a house, get inside, grab some firewood and everything, get a nice little fire going. If I got food that I need to cook up, I'll cook it up. But otherwise, I spend the time waiting for the rain to stop, which can be anywhere from 15 to 20, 25 minutes sometimes, real time. And so I'm just sitting there waiting for the rain to stop. So that's when I'll start maintaining my gear, taking out the duct tape and patching the clothes and the boots and the backpack, or taking the leather sewing kits to the boots and the
See,
vest.
I
and
can't
stuff.
play games like that.
Organize my inventory because you got to manually load all your magazines for your weapons. You got to fucking upkeep all that stuff. Take the weapons cleaning kit out and everything. Yeah, man, and that's what I do because I play it solo. I'm just constantly on the move, constantly moving through the territories and stuff. But last night, or not last night, but the other night, whenever I was playing it, I jumped on there for the first time in a very long time. I was playing one of the older DLCs. There's a new DLC out that I really want to check out, but I haven't gotten to that yet, and it's going to cost money that I don't have right now. So I'm playing the DLC that I had purchased before, but hadn't played.
By the way, DLC means download content, right?
Downloadable content.
Yeah. I had someone ask me what that meant, and I didn't even know. I'm like, wait a minute, what does DLC mean? I keep people hearing saying that. I had to look it up. ChatGPT, you're the bomb, baby.
It's going to replace all the search engines, man.
I've gotten lazy. I don't even Google search anymore.
It does it for you. It uses like 3 or 4 different sources and lists where it gets the information from.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be like that supreme being on his chair, and ChatGPT is going to be my right hand man. Just click. Tell me what I need to know.
Right. What's that one? That thing from Batman where it's like you get whatever piece of information just
downloaded directly.
Yeah, it's like some omniscient. It was some omniscient thing, and he used it to figure out the.
I forgot what that was, but I know what you're talking about.
He used it to learn the identity. Was it the Joker or who killed his parents or one of the two?
Who the Joker was? What his real name was?
Right, and then there's like, all right, which one? And that's when you found out, like, yeah, no, there is more than one Joker.
More than one Joker out there.
There's a assassin in my court. Which one is it?
Who is poisoning my morning coffee? Why am I shitting so much when I drink so much coffee? but yeah, so like I said, it's a very immersive game. But so I'm playing this new DLC map, or new to me DLC map, and I don't know where anything is. I'm trying to get myself oriented because there's a companion app that has the maps on it and everything, and I'm trying to land nav without a compass here. So I'm looking for fucking topographical landmarks and shit like that, trying to figure out. I finally figured out which little town I'm starting out in. And I finally have enough gear to really start moving out of the town and start heading off into the woods like I usually do, hit my campground spots and get the camping gear and hunting gear and stuff that makes it more enjoyable for me or fits to my playstyle. But so I finally get all that, and at this point I'm like an hour and a half, 2 hours into having this character, and he's not at threat of dying from exposure or hunger or thirst. And I get just outside of the town, and there's a bridge that gets across the big water, or big stream that's on this map. It's actually like a river running through. And like I said, you don't want to get your shit wet, so I'm not trying to swim in the river, so I'm going across the bridge. And sure enough, as soon as I hit the bridge, and I just dropped dead. Single gunshot, fucking headshot, dropped me dead on the spot. I had spent 2 hours on that character, and I get killed instantly. Got to respawn with a fresh character and no gear, and in a random starting location.
Because you walked out into the open and got sniped.
Mm-hmm.
Was that another player?
Yeah. It's an online only game, so like there are. I try to play on like lower populated servers, but then again, I do like the challenge of like trying to survive not only the zombies, but the other. Other players and stuff. And they're not all like that. There are a lot of people that will sit outside the spawn zones and just pick off the new guys. Especially, I had to look like a fucking a brand new, right off the shelf pinata, stuff with all kinds of goodies.
But don't you got admin guys that come in and like just admin kill those guys who snipe the respawn points?
Nah, it's kind of part of the gameplay. It's just kind of, there's on any.
They used to do that on Halo. Wait for the guys to come to these spawn points and they just start sniping them from the sniper point. And I'm like, I was getting killed like every time I came out of a spawn point. And I didn't even report him. Somebody else reported him. And then you just see the admin, they just push a button and all of a sudden the guy dies. He dies.
Yeah,
they kill him. It's like the finger of God.
The finger of God. And they can do that, yeah. But like I said, they're on any given map, there's probably, I want to say close to 100 different random spawn points. So like you just spawn somewhere else.
I hear that happens all the time. They're like, man, I got to get across this road or something. I'm geared up. I don't want to. And they're like, I'll do it. And they go and all you hear is, dude drops dead. They're like, God damn.
Now I will say, with that same run, second run after I died, I respawned into a new place, and there was another guy there that had also just spawned in. So it's just me and him, and we're in plain clothes, got the basic starting gear, and I'm being tactical. I'm sneaking around. I'm going into the houses quietly and everything. And I have my strategies. You know, I go in, close the door behind me, so I hear the door open if anybody is trying to sneak in behind me. And zombies can't open the doors. But so I'm going through, searching the houses, getting my starter gear built back up again and everything. And I hear a zombie alert. You know, it sees another player, right? Yeah, so they make noises too. So it's like, all right, cool. So I know somebody else is out there, and then I hear their footsteps running around, and they have a steady rhythm to their footsteps, whereas the zombies shuffle. And so I know there's another person out there, and I peek my head out, and I see him running along the fence line, and zombie chasing him, and he like hops over the fence, and I'm standing there, and he looks at me like for like half a second. I just turn away from him, like towards the zombie. He runs past, leaves me alone. I kill the zombie that's chasing him. And then we're like searching through the houses together for like a good 10 minutes or so, and then take off down the river and everything, and just nice and peaceful.
Everybody mind their own business.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you take your shit, I'll take my shit. We ain't gonna fight over nothing. You know, we're cool. You cool? I'm cool. I'm cool. All right.
See, Big Smoke wouldn't have done that because I'm too paranoid. I wouldn't want to turn my back on you. So if I go into a house and you come in the house with me, I'm plugging your ass. That's just the way it is.
We just started, so neither of us had weapons, neither of us had guns.
I was about to say, Big Smoke checks out the moccasins he has on.
Yeah.
I bet you them babies would fit.
Yeah, so just look soft. I haven't had any moccasins in a while. What the hell you follow me around the house with, man? I'm killing your ass. I'm sorry. I don't care if I got to do it with a toothpick. You dead.
No, I will say everyone, like I play mostly on public servers, but there are some servers, if they got the room on them, I'll hop into them where it's like, because you can set the rules, and there are some servers that are like no player killing. Like you just can't kill the players, or if you do, the admins kick you. One of the two.
Kind of like a PvE server.
Exactly, it's exactly that. It's a PvE server, but then there's other ones that's
wait a minute, PvE,
player versus environment. Whereas PvP, player versus player.
All this shop talk, you guys.
But it'll be. I like the ones where it's like PvE through the week, but then on the weekends. It's PvP,
yeah.
Or there's designated PvP areas. Like the military bases are typically labeled as PvP areas. So if you're going to run in the military base to get the military hardware, you're going to fight for it. You're going to earn it. You know, so that's what a lot of those guys do. And it's cool seeing those servers because like you can build in that game. You can build fortifications and bases and stuff like that. And so you just see the surrounding. It's almost like a city building up around the military base. And so it's all right. You know, here's my base. Here's all my equipment and everything. They can't touch it. You can't. Although some of the servers have raiding on the weekend, where all throughout the week you cannot cause structure damage. So you can't break any of their shit. But on the weekends, you can. And because you can build improvised explosives and everything else in that game. It's a very involved game. But yeah, so I have a lot of fun on those servers. With that.
Building a nation of terrorists. Right? Learning how to build improvised explosives. And if you put nails in it, it doesn't kill them.
Put ball bearings in it.
It just maims them.
So what I figured out in DayZ, what a lot of other players have too, is so if you cause damage to something and it degrades, it breaks.
Naturally.
With the explosives in that game, if it breaks, it detonates.
Oh.
So you have campware, right, that you can use for cooking, right? So you can get a propane canister and a little cook stove, and you can put stuff in the cook stove so you can cook your food on the go without having to build a campfire every time. Or you can load that cook pot full of grenades. And you turn it on, you set it somewhere, and then
pressure's off.
Well, and the heat degrades the grenades, and whenever they break, all the grenades that are in the pot go off simultaneously. So that's what people started doing now.
The closest I've ever come to a game like that was The Last of Us. Mm. You make your own weaponry and stuff, build your own arrows and stuff like that.
Yeah, crafting on the fly.
Yeah, and your melee attacks were greatly depending on your agility and
your timing.
Yeah, you get your timing down, man. You start wiping cats out. You start wiping them out. And I love the bow and arrow because that bow, you get the windage just right. You get the distance, and you're plugging people from many yards away, and they don't know where it's coming from. They don't. I've gotten up to 4 guys with that tactic, just sitting up in an elevated position, dial it down, and they're sneaking around, and you can time it from the distance to the windage down to the drop, and you'll nab them suckers right in the head or the neck, and they'll go down. And then you just back up and wait.
Wait for them to calm down and get back in their patrol patterns.
Well, actually, no, they're not They're not getting into a boat. They're freaked out, right? Well, the smart ones leave the area immediately. They just disperse. Especially if there's 3 or 4 of them. They'll just like go in different directions. And the idiots are sitting there still looking around. They're still looking, and you just wait until all their backs are turning.
Just picturing the Elder Scrolls whenever when you kill one of the bandits or whatever in the camp, and the rest of them are hunting for you. But then after a while, they stop.
They stop, yeah.
Just step over there, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, must have been the wind.
I know, yeah, must have
They
been the
go back
wind.
and sit down or something.
I gotta lay off the meat.
Oh,
he says skooma. I gotta lay off the skooma.
Yeah. So that's.
Yeah, I love that game. Just being able to sneak up. I mean, I was really good at low crawling and sneaking up to somebody behind them and just getting my hatchet and dragging them down and chop, chop, chop. Oh, it's great. It was a great game.
What about you, Jolly? What have you been playing lately?
I've been playing that Star Wars at War
Still?
on the PC. Yeah. I love strategy games, man. I just love that in-depth
No, also you
strategy.
mentioned Star Wars, so.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing.
Like, subscribe, comment down below in the comments, please. Tell us how we're doing.
We're getting really good at not doing that. We didn't do that at all.
I know.
Pat ourselves on the back with that one.
I've been wanting to. There's so many. I got a backlog. I'm so backed up.
What do you think of? You don't have an Xbox, do you?
Yeah.
Or you do have an Xbox. Okay. Do you have Game Pass?
Yeah.
Have you been playing any of those?
Those are the free games they give you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, I mean, they're free with the subscription.
Not
service,
necessarily. I've been trying to catch up on Watch TV, playing that Star Wars game. Oblivion is the one I'm going to break into here soon. I played a little bit.
with the remake.
Yeah.
The remastered.
I keep
game?
hearing about that game. I hear it at work. I hear it. Heck, you hear it at the gas station. Everybody's playing Oblivion.
Oh.
And what were we talking about last night? That was coworker brought it up. You said you've heard from 5 different people that game's really good.
I'd remember it if you said the name of it, but I don't remember the
I don't
name.
remember the name of it either. What was it? Doom Dark Ages.
Oh yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah. Guy with the shield.
Yeah, have you played that one?
No, I forget which Doom it was. It was an older Doom, not like old.
That's the one where you can get into a Juggernaut or a Titan or something like that, right?
In the new one, yeah, in Dark Ages.
Yeah.
I think I got a fucked up disc because everything was black. It was really strange, and I couldn't understand it, and I didn't know the magic of Google at that time yet. But just every time I started, I was like, "Is this how it's supposed to look?" And I had a guy there that was, I forget.
Were you playing on PC or?
Xbox.
And I mean, maybe you did have.
It was it was really strange, and they were like, "No, that's not how it's supposed to look." And it's the only time I tried to try it.
Okay. So there was Doom 2016. That kicked off the newer Doom games,
Mm-hmm.
and then which was a phenomenal game. Love the story on that one. Doom Eternal carried that forward and was even better than Doom 2016, and just absolutely phenomenal gameplay. So much fun. But those two, very specifically, much more challenging in my opinion than Doom Dark Ages. A lot of people saying Dark Ages is a lot tougher, but I find that just having the shield alone, just having that defensive option, because in Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, if you stop moving, you were dead. You had to keep running and gunning, hacking through the zombies to keep getting more health and ammo and everything, keeping your stocks and supplies up. In Dark Ages, it's much more combo heavy. I would say is probably a better way to describe the combat. It's still very hack and slash, still very shoot your way through shit, but
you could stack your weaponry too, right?
Right. Yeah. So it was each of the guns had it's been a staple since the Doom 2016 game where each of your weapons you can get upgrades and you can hot swap the attachments to do different alternate fire modes. But in Dark Ages, each weapon has, I think it's 3 different forms, 2 or 3 different forms depending on the weapon, and you can build up combos with your melee strikes, your shield, which you can not only use as...
You can throw it too, right?
You can throw it like Captain America style,
Yeah.
and it's got a chainsaw blade on it, and and then you can do shield charges or bashes with it.
Yeah, see, because my son-in-law has Doom Dark Ages. That's another game he wants me to buy. And I'm like, don't I got to have an Xbox for that? He was all quiet. He never said anything because he knows I don't like Xbox. So, sorry guys, I don't like Xbox. Anything where I got to pay money I already paid for Netflix. I pay for Hulu. I don't want to pay for nothing else. If I got to pay for, and if I pay something and then I don't want to pay anymore, I lose my access to my game. And that's a no-no for Big Smoke.
I want to get into World of Warcraft so bad. I just can't feasibly get past that monthly subscription. And
I went into Wonderland playing World of Warcraft. I mean, I got up to like a level 60 rogue. This dude could kill you with his toenail clippings. He was awesome. He was awesome. I used to love fighting guys, and they think that I was gonna go melee with them. Nah, I just throw something in your face, start stabbing you with poisonous daggers.
A little bit of pocket sand.
Yeah, I still love that guy. It was an absolute crying moment when I turned off that account. I mean, I put so much love and devotion into that guy. I would do stupid stuff. Like he was an orc. So I would go into the alliance side of the house and just be in stealth mode, like 9/10 of the time. And then I just attack people from behind. I didn't never know what hit them. And since I was a level 60, I was killing dudes off in 4 or 5 seconds. And then I'd run like a runaway slave in the other direction. And they never know who killed them. I wouldn't even wait for the loot. I would just kill them and run.
It's absolute terror.
Oh, God. Those were the days. I used to love doing that. I would do nothing but kill people all day, all damn day. It was awesome.
See, with games like that, because I think I played like maybe an hour's worth of World of Warcraft. I did not get really heavily into that one, but I've played other MMOs and stuff like that. I played a lot of RuneScape back in the day.
That was a fun game.
That was like classic.
Yeah. Buddy of mine, he still plays original EverQuest.
I got a buddy like that too.
And I played that one for a little bit. I want to say probably about 2 days worth.
I never got an EverQuest. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, me neither.
It was even when it was in vogue, because I was young enough when it first came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." But I don't know. It just seems like I spent 9/10 of the game running from place to place. I didn't like that.
Yeah, there was no fast travel options, no mounts or anything like that.
Still popping out updates.
It's still going. It's still active.
Yeah. And, people are still playing it decades later.
I said, and the nice thing was, the old laptop that crashed and burned on me, it was able to run it. Not fast, but it was able to run it. And I was having fun with it. I made a cleric on there and was having fun with that. But
okay, how did you use your cleric? Did you use it basically for
about 20 hours? So I didn't use it much, but I was building it tanky and very heal heavy.
Yeah,
it was very.
I mean, like I said, if you playing a clear solo, it got
I was playing solo. So
you play with a group?
Yeah. But we had what was it? So I was a cleric. My buddy was playing Evoker Wizard, and then I'm trying to remember what the other guy was running. I want to say something tanky. I want to say it was either a fighter or like something like a paladin. But yeah, I don't know. I love playing support classes. I'm always, carrying the team. Not carrying the team, but I'm always looking to help everybody else out. I'm not ever worried about spotlight kind of deal. So I'm always looking at playing either support or tank. Lately playing Helldivers 2. Me and my buddy JB, we've been going back and forth, or back to our old ways of pretty much every game we've ever played multiplayer. It's always he goes very scout, and I go very tank or like heavy gunner or whatever. I like my heavy armor, slow moving, big heavy machine gun, big explosive power and stuff. So I've finally been getting that build going for myself. That's been pretty effective, and it's been a lot of fun. And he'll just going back to DayZ again. Whenever we were playing that, I was the guy that was toting around, some body armor, but then I had the backpack that had like the most carrying capacity, so I'm carrying everything for every possible scenario. I had the med kits, I had the weapon cleaning kits, I had the spare ammo, the food, the cook pots, and everything. It looked like Samwise Gamgee hauling everything on my back. There
was another game like that. What was it called? Heavy Gear, Metal Gear. I think it was Heavy Gear. I think that was it. It's like a lot of the players were specialized. Guy who was light and fast was a guy who carried heavy weapons.
I'm thinking Team Fortress?
No. Heck no, it's not Team Fortress. But I do understand Team Fortress is too campy for me. Too campy. Dude, the color's too bright. The guys are too silly. Right?
Yeah.
So they get hit with a rocket and it's just blood and gore and bone everywhere. Yeah.
I like the realism. I think it was heavy gear. I'm not sure.
I'm not scared of anything.
Gears of War,
but
maybe?
that thing.
Something with gear.
Gears of War campaign's wonderful.
Yeah,
You get into the multiplayer and it gets a little bit too niche. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, you find out like, maybe I'm not good at this game.
Yeah, maybe I'm not. Yeah.
Like, man, I get real good at hitting those perfect reloads when I can sit still for a second and watch the bar.
Yeah.
You know, you take your eyes off everybody else for even a second, man.
Pokemon Arceus I've been playing too, and
oh yeah, tell me about that. How's that been going?
really good. Like I said, it's not as open world as I thought it was gonna be, but it's still pretty good.
You know, it tells me what kind of society the world is becoming when a game like Pokemon becomes worldwide.
I mean, it's kind of been an international thing for.
Yeah, I know, and I'm like,
we got Pikachu in the Macy's Day Parade, man. It's a big deal.
There's not anybody who does not know who Pikachu is of any age. It's a thing, and it just amazes me how diverse everyone is when you can play Pikachu seriously. I mean, serious, like gameplay, serious, like devote hours of time to play.
You gotta catch them all.
You gotta catch them all. I'm just not. It's the same reason why I cannot. And I said it before. I can't play Minecraft. It's just. But it's everywhere. They made a movie after. Well, they did a movie about Pikachu too.
Yeah,
he was a detective. It was kind of funny.
So. Yeah, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, he loved coffee. He was a man like, yeah, he likes coffee.
It's Ryan Reynolds playing.
Yeah, another Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yep.
God.
And I'm in the market for Helldivers, but we'll see financially if I'm privy to that.
And once you let me know when you get it, man, I'll run you through the boot camp.
You need to go
in there. You really can't play that one alone. I mean, you can, but like
it's so much better. I seen a clip where it just reminded me of old Halo. They got into that Jeep, with that machine gun, and they were ripping through the streets. And I mean, it was I think the bugs or whatever they're called.
Okay,
and they were right behind their ass. That dude's on the 50. You know what I mean? Just blown away. It looks so good.
I gotta buy that game. I just gotta buy it.
You need to buy it.
Jambo.
Somebody at the gates.
Yeah. Jambo, inside voice. Jambo. Sit. Jambo, come here. Sit down.
Oh shit, he's quiet. He's quiet.
I like how he did the Caesar Milan.
He responds to it. Yeah.
He doesn't do the knife hand to the dog.
I wish I got treated as well as Jambo gets treated by Chief.
Nah, you're already spoiled. You don't need to get treated like Jambo.
I'm not spoiled. I don't like your tone, sir.
Like you're spoiled, dude. And I gotta say, since I've met you, your attitude has decidedly changed since you've been co-opted by your female love interest.
My mistress.
You're a honey bunny. You're a snuggle buggle. I mean, before it's like, hey, dude, we got this dude. Cool, man, I'm there. And since he's got his woman, he's like, well, I don't know. I gotta call first. I gotta clear this with the ball.
I don't want to get in trouble.
And then the first couple of times, he's like, "We're in the middle of recording." He's calling her. I know I said 8 o'clock, but it looks like we're gonna go. No, that's not the reason at all, baby. Look, and this is. I'm making fun of you out of love, brother.
Oh, no.
I'm completely jealous.
The other night,
if ever need be, just tell her you work for a fascist
dictatorship. Yeah, no. The other night it was, you don't spend enough time with me. I was like, I spend every fucking waking moment with you. Well, I came home the other day and you slept. I was like, I'm fucking tired. Like I'm so tired.
You still got to make the time, man.
Yeah, my date night got completely ruined because I took in a couple extra shifts. She's like, "Hey, so we're gonna watch Alien tonight?" No, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to work tonight. You going to work on a Tuesday? I'm like, yeah, actually I am. I don't know what came over me. I decided I was going to work today, and she gave me the stink eye for about 5 minutes, and I was like, "Hey, so we good?" We're all right. You're gonna make it up to me for next week. Not a question, statement. You're gonna make it up to me. I got you.
No,
well, it's better than the last one. Oh, you're always doing that damn podcast.
Yeah.
Always going to work. Never have time for me.
With me, I'm having a bit of a personal problem. It's funny though, but I'm not laying the pipe down enough.
Oh,
we're talking about this on air.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. Okay.
Yeah, sure,
it's not like she might know about it. She don't watch this. She don't listen to the podcast.
Fuck it. So I'm getting back on my meds, and I didn't notice it last time. I didn't think I had a problem, but for some reason, I'm having a bit of trouble. I mean, not finding interest, but like just
not rising to the occasion.
Yeah, he's not rising to the occasion.
Soldier's not standing.
He's not standing at attention, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing, and I am catching fucking flack. I thought this was supposed to help you. This doesn't help you nothing. I'm like, it does. I can deal with this now without wanting to punch a wall. I can deal with this now, you acting like this without wanting to pull my hair out. I understand there's other problems, like it makes me drowsy. So that's why I've been sleeping a little bit more, and that's another problem. I thought this was supposed to help you. I'm like, it does, but just there's other drawbacks. Well, it doesn't seem like it's helping you. I'm like,
ooh, shit. So now it's not helping you.
A big old. No, it's helping. No, it's helping. It's helping me.
Ooh,
it's helping. Trust me, it's helping.
Well, all I can say is that you need to get some attachments, or you're gonna have to figure out a way around it. Maybe some of them cheap blue pills. I don't know.
I never noticed it last time, like I said. But once again, I was in a place where there was a abundance of women, so I really didn't have a use for it, and now I'm just. I don't know. I think it's just at the beginning of it. I'm hoping to God.
You better start getting some exercises done or something.
Yeah, something.
I
feel a whole lot better.
It's an issue. Okay. Usually it's the other way around. The guy is like, he's like pitching tents. and
knocking shit off of shelves.
Yeah. and the woman is not providing any access to the
I know. What you said the other day.
When the chick says, you're like, hey, dude, you need to start.
She's like, you're a fucking nun. I'm like, why am I a fucking nun?
All right.
I'm like, why am I a nun? And she's like, Jubby, you're on that game, and I'm over here caked up, looking good. And I'm like, what? This is important too.
No, ninja.
Yeah. The Confederacy's pushing me back here. Like
I'm sorry, dude.
Video games are a hobby.
Yes, dude.
For some, a passion, and for others, an occupation. But at the end of the day, which is truly more important, your relationship or the video game?
But no means
There's
no.
Buts.
No means no.
Time out. There's no buts to this. If your woman is going, we gotta get the mic close here, baby. If the woman is saying you need to stab it a little more,
so I thought you guys would find that funny.
So if your woman says to stab it, you must mount the woman, son. It's just the way it is. Oh my God. Repeatedly until words of exhaustion or you really shouldn't put this shit out.
I know. That was just to make everybody laugh.
You really shouldn't put this shit out.
Remember in 10 years from now when somebody digs up this episode, it's like, oh, this is what you said about women on this episode. This is how you really feel about it right now.
Don't look at me, I don't care. I like she knows that I say shit like this. She doesn't listen to the podcast. Because she goes, well, you might say something, detriment to our relationship. I'm like, really? I might say something. You best not watch or listen to any of this stuff because all of it's out there.
Yeah.
All of it's out there. Everybody, look, you don't sleep over. You don't get a toothbrush and you don't get a sock drawer. Okay,
It is well known.
Yeah,
there shall be no flags of any size.
No,
planted in the Big Smoke household.
Yeah, this is not your side of the bed. This is my bed. You have your bed. I have my bed, and neither shall the two be combined or meet. That's it. Yeah.
Very strong border policy.
You have a bag with your stuff in it that you bring to and take hither. You don't. No. I mean, it's like every now and again the question is, you ever want to get married again? No, I don't ever want to get married again. No, hell no. I don't ever want to get married again.
You don't want to think about it?
No.
No.
I mean, when I think about it, the answer automatically comes up. No. Aren't you lonely, Big Smoke? Yeah, I'm very lonely, yes. Well, wouldn't it solve it if you got married? No. I know. No. That kind of, I won't say shackle or prison term or...
Ball and chain.
Ball and chain. Really a ball and chain.
No, it's not a ball and chain because you could easily cut your foot off. I mean, no. All right,
wait. Are we discussing this topic, or are we getting back to a topic?
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, we're spending a lot of time still talking about things.
Okay. Talking about something else now, yeah.
All right, so you're playing, was it Galaxy at War?
Yes.
Okay, so playing that one a lot, to the detriment of other aspects of your life. You're spending way too much time on that game. You got a backlog of games that you need to catch up on. What are you going to play next, do you think? What's top of your backlog list?
Oblivion Remastered.
Oh, that's right. You said that already. All right, you're going to play Oblivion Remastered. You need to play Oblivion, even if it's the original.
Is that PC?
It is on PC. It's also on PlayStation 4. Well, technically it was a PlayStation 3 game, but it's also on PS4. It's also on...
As long as it's easily accessed, I mean...
Absolutely.
If it's easily accessed, I can play it. I'm not beyond paying something that I can just go to the store, pay my change, and then take it home.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you go to some place that still sells physical copies of the game, you should be able to pick it up relatively cheap. I want to say like what,
40 bucks, 50,
15, 20 bucks for the original. If you're buying the original game, not the remastered.
You want the remastered?
Yeah, the remastered. I want to say it's like 40. But,
how old is this game?
2006.
I want to say 2006. Yeah,
I was gonna say 3, but yes,
it was one of the early games that came out for like the PS3, Xbox 360 era consoles.
360? Oh yeah, then it's gonna be hella cheap.
No. I definitely recommend the Game of the Year edition. Get all the DLCs because they got some really good DLCs for that one.
Or the remaster, because that has all the DLCs too.
Yeah, it's just it's a matter of can you play the remaster on the PS4?
On what?
Because he doesn't have a PS5.
No.
Or if his PC will run it. Which, didn't you say you upgraded your PC?
I just bought a new one.
Anything on that one you was getting repaired?
Crap, dude, I haven't even checked. That's like, they probably waiting for me to show up. Probably not sold it. Nah.
I was about to say, yeah, they done. He ain't coming back.
See, you give him. This is why you can't have nice things.
I know.
You give him stuff, and he just leaves it on the side.
Was it an Elder Scrolls game?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you said you haven't played too many of those.
No. Elder Scrolls 4, huh?
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
So Skyrim came after this?
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
You'd have to run on your PC because it is
it's a Steam game.
Well, so the remaster is on Windows and PlayStation 5 and Series X. But it is but if you get the original game, the original is an older model and should be able to play on your PS4 if you want to do a console. Or if your PC can handle running the remaster, I highly recommend the remaster. It is a very pretty game, and they added a sprint function.
Yes,
very nice.
Yes, it was very nice.
Combat's a little smoother, yep. Reflex is a little better. Spell work looks a lot nicer.
I have a problem. I don't know if they fixed it. When you have the shield equipped, for some reason when you use the bow, it still has the shield, So you pull it back and your shield's in your face while you're doing the bow, and I'm like, oh, I can't fucking see.
Yeah, I had that similar issue. I really do also hope they fix that. So, but yeah, little launch bugs, but very minuscule compared to some other games that have launched
You can't unequip the freaking shield.
Well, that's what you end up having to do is you have to unequip the shield and then re-equip it, and that fixes that problem of it popping up cosmetically because it pops up in your face, but it's not actually giving you the extra defense boost of having the shield equipped. So
just makes you a bigger target.
Well, no, it just makes it hard for you to play.
Blinds you so you can't shoot your bow.
So you can switch between first and third person view. But if you're playing first person view and that shield automatically pops up in your arm, like he said, it's in the hand that's holding the bow. So now you're trying to aim, shield's blocking half to 2/3 of your screen, and you can't see what you're aiming at. So yeah, definitely something that I'm glad they fixed quickly.
And then you got hotkeys, so you can put in your hotkey, but then it takes up a spot. You could have something else in it, and it's just instead of just seamlessly hotkeying from your bow to your sword, you got to go to your sword and then hotkey your shield, and then when you go back,
all right.
But
they probably have it fixed by now.
I'm sure they do. I haven't played it since it dropped, and I put a good 20-30 hours into it, and then got busy with work because working too damn much, and then and then work and doing this, so I haven't really had much time for anything. I'm either sacrificing sleep or sacrificing personal hobbies.
It's Hogwarts, it's Diablo, and I played a few hours worth of Dead Space 2.
Nice.
Those only 3 games I've been playing, and only because I missed Dead Space. I hadn't had access to Dead Space in a while. So as soon as I got my new computer, that's the first game I loaded up was Dead Space, and I got to kill Necromorph for a couple hours, and I gotta admit I missed it.
Yeah.
I missed it, shooting the legs and arms off of stuff.
It's such a good game. I mean, fun gameplay, the environment, the environmental storytelling, the details that they put into that game, and just that gritty, hard sci-fi. Love that. Yeah. Mixing some eldritch monstrosities. Love that too.
Just pure terror. And just to be messed around, I used to, every scene where you got a necromorph version chasing you, I just allow myself to die.
I was about to say that.
Just to see how they killed you.
There's so many different
ways they kill you.
So many.
There's some of them like where they like the babies, the toddlers, not the babies, just the toddlers. When they grab, they pull you apart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap, I never died like that before. That was actually kind of like, whoa. They're grabbing you and they tear your arms and legs off.
I can honestly say I did not do that whenever I was playing the game. Yeah. I was always just...
And there's one where they stabs you, and then instead of just cutting you up, he pins you up, and then he starts,
like pipe, cheering you.
Yeah, like, oh man, it's gross. Or there's one where you get sucked out in space. You don't get sucked out entirely. The vacuum door shuts down and cuts you in half. And, hey, let's see your legs flying out into the void. It's like,
that actually leads me into a point that I don't think I've talked about on air or with you guys yet. But body horror more in like movies and shows and stuff, but in video games too, I guess. For the longest time, I was very desensitized to it because I grew up watching, a lot of the old school classic horror films with a lot of like practical effects and stuff like that. But when it comes to the stuff that they're putting out nowadays, where it's like you got generations of people that have become desensitized to it, so in order to still elicit that same response level and reaction to it, you got to go above and beyond and over the top with it. It's like I don't want every horror movie to be Saw level gruesome deaths or Terrifier levels of just over the top gore and absurdity. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a scene in one of them where like he rips a guy in half with a chainsaw by shoving it up his ass first and then just running it up him and like gallons of blood and everything else. And like I get for some people like that's the draw to it, is that over the top gruesomeness and such. First I was desensitized to it, and now I don't want it. I'm good. It's a hard pass for me. I don't.
There's a limit.
I've become, I guess, desensitized. I guess.
So no Final Destination.
I watched the first 2, I want to say, and then I fell out of the series.
Yeah.
I watched the first and the third one.
Not my cup of tea.
I went through them just because it was something to watch.
Yeah,
it was something to watch. But more anything else, the ones that they get me going is a really good demonic possession movie.
Yeah, supernatural horror all day, every day. I love that.
That's-
That shit. That's
Especially, and I've said this before, I love it that they try everything else except the Bible and church. They'll try. I mean, you.
well. I mean, that's like bringing a nuke to a bug fight.
Yeah,
You know?
you obviously know that there's a possession thing going on, but you're going to try all this psychological. This is not really a demonic, possession. This is not really a demon. Especially when the demon comes up to you and go, "Yeah, baby, I'm a demon, and I'm going to take you over," and all kinds of crazy nastiness is going to happen, and you still don't go to church.
I remember the last good one that I watched was I think at least the last one that I've seen was The Exorcism of Emily Rose. That was a really good one.
That was a good one. But look, the possession of Emily Rose knew that she was possessed. The angel goes, "Hey, you're possessed. If you want, I can remove the demon, but you're still gonna die. But if you allow the demon to stay its course, you can destroy the demon. You'll die, but you're coming to heaven with us." And this chick was like, "Okay, I'm gonna kill this demon, and I'll go to heaven." She could have easily survived it. I mean, but there was an angel going, "Hey, you're possessed. we can handle this, but it's gonna mess up a whole lot of things. We give you a choice. What do you want?" And she took the higher ground. It's not like in Smile, the demon's like slowly telling her, "Hey, you're weakening. I'm gonna take you over, and then I'm gonna mess you up, and then mess somebody up, and there's nothing you can do about it." The first thing she wants to do is run into the deep, dark forest where no one knows where she is. And it's like, the demon's like, "I'm still here." This was the dumbest idea you could come up with,
Now you have no support network.
Yeah, nobody's going to help you. You should have sought out Jesus, is what you should have done. And, it's like, I was like, okay, that's just. Then there was this.
It's always the isolated ones that are like the most easily susceptible, right? It's like it really is. There was one I saw. It was the guy was a security guard. I think I told you about this one before. The guy's a security guard for. He just gets this job offer of like, hey, you're gonna be a security guard for this building. And then when he goes in and gets the job and everything, they're like, "All right, here's your station. Here's all your security cameras and everything. Your most important job is to keep an eye on this door." And it's this big, like ornate, carved, very like Latin-esque Renaissance painting era fucking hellscape door, and in this big empty room that's got like fucking etchings and glyphs and wardings and all etched around it and everything and shit like that. And it's like, watch this door. Nothing gets in or out of it. Nothing gets in or out of this door. It's your job now to watch this door. And it's a very like slow burn.
Wait a minute, I think I've seen this movie.
Drama.
And he looks through the peephole and he sees something in there, right?
I believe he like on the security camera, if I remember correctly, he sees like the doors cracked open. Or something like that, so he goes to check it out, and then
I saw that movie. And they get out too. Oh man. And his girlfriend, the girl he was hanging out with, she gets killed and she becomes one of the spirits. It's messed up. And then at the end of the movie, he's the last man standing because they had a couple of people in there. And Robert Englund was in this movie. Robert Englund plays one of the guys who last survived the last attack, because apparently the demons try to get out and he loses his eyesight over it. But yeah, they try to get out again. And he's the last man standing, and then he looks up in the window and he sees his girlfriend, who's now an evil spirit. Because it's like basically, it's just a bunch of people who are dead trying to come back into the land of the living.
Damn.
Yes, it's completely messed up. I've seen that movie.
I have not.
The one movie that really messes with me even to this day, and I love it. It's called Talk to Me.
You tell me about that one. I still have not seen it.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah, neither have I.
That movie.
But for the audience.
Yeah, for the audience, it's basically just a bunch of kids getting drunk and FAFO, and they messing around with this mummified hand. You touch it, and you make the declaration of talking to me, and this thing is, for as long as you hold it, they use you as a freaking template. They come out, they possess you, and they start doing weird stuff. They only supposed to hold it for a few seconds. And this one chick, she held it for way too long. And they couldn't get it off her hand. And the demon didn't go back into the hand. Basically, it possessed her. And when she was like going through moments, it take over. And it would do some really raunchous, disgusting stuff while it took possession of her body. And eventually, she dies. And she becomes one of the spirits. And she's connected to the hand. It's just... But things go through that movie where she's just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's like weird, over-the-top weird stuff.
Night World Door of Hell was the movie I was thinking of. 2017 film with Jason London and Robert Englund.
Yeah. As soon as you described the big door, I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
It's just... And you lose time in that, like if you were too close to the door for so... Days would go by.
Yeah, you just kind of like black out.
Yeah,
and...
days would go by, and people were like, hey, where were you all week? And he had no idea. For him, it was like only a couple of hours.
What do you mean? I just finished my shift. And it's like, oh. Come out, look like Jolly Green right now, man. You are tired.
Yeah, comfy in that chair. Oh, man. Terrible, dude.
I'm here.
Really terrible, yeah. And body only.
Lean into it, man. You're
Spirit,
tired. We're here.
spirit only.
This is why they call it the night shift.
Yes, sir. Man, you're... just reminds us of every other guy who's been trying to keep up with us on the night shift.
Yeah.
So we got a young scholar, Matt. He said something about it's like, oh, he's taking a bit of a hiatus from the closing shifts, right? And he's like, oh, it's been 10 months, man. I need a little bit of a break. It's getting heavy. I've been doing night shifts for 10 years, 20 years now, man. Christ. Well, not 20 years, but I've been doing it for a long time, man. But then again, I'm wired for it, man. I am nocturnal. I just am. I ain't got a circadian rhythm. It's very 36 to 40 hours. There are times I can go on like a 4-hour nap and be up for 3 days. And then there's times where I crash out for like 16, 17 hours and I'm up for like 4 hours before I got to go to bed again.
Nah, screw that. I only took the night shift because somebody asked me. And then I never got off of it. And I only stay on it because I get maximum hours. And my days are when everybody else is at work and I can do whatever the hell I want all day long and nobody messes with me. And then when I go to work, everybody's going to sleep and I get to do whatever I want and nobody messes with me. And that's the only reason why I do it. And I get paid pretty well to do it.
Yeah.
But as far as the sleep thing is, I learned that earlier on in my military career. You black out those windows as black is black is black.
Mm-hmm.
And then before I had to put like earplugs and stuff in because every noise would distract me and I'd come back to full alertness. But after a couple of nights of that and being dragging ass like that, I just started plugging the ears and going to sleep. Sleep.
Yeah, Christ, when I was in tech school, I was down in Pensacola, Florida. So, Blue Angels, practicing every morning, Monday through Friday, every goddamn morning. Those jets were up 8 a.m. sharp and flying through and, flying low enough that it was rumbling in the windows. And I had to get through because I was on night classes in tech school, of course. So, I had to like you said, blackout curtains and you just tune it out. Get a little white noise going in the background or something.
Yeah, I learned that trick later. The playing something just quiet enough to where it's basically a whisper in the background. And it becomes like just noise.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice steady lulling rhythm.
Steady low noise. And what was it? Thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play the thunderstorms. I used to play the heavy rain.
Yeah.
And
I found one. It's Starship. It's a YouTube video. Starship engines to fall asleep to.
Starship.
Yeah.
Engines.
All it is like that low bassy rumbling noise, and it does sound like you're in a crew cabin of a starship, and you just hear that steady noise, man. But I'll conk right out and sleep like a baby. Can you stand up? About to leave the snoring in just for...
Yeah, for effect.
Yeah.
For effect.
Yeah. Come on, buddy. I know you're tired, man. We just got to push through a little bit longer. What we got?
Push through, baby. Break on through to the other side.
So
maybe not. He's not breaking through.
That's all right. Maybe we make this one a nice quick one.
I'm trying.
I know you are, but we're also pushing on 4 o'clock, and Big Smoke's got to get to the day job.
Oh.
Also, I love how our day job is at night, and our night job is during
the day.
Yeah, our clocks. The time has no meaning, folks. So yeah, it really does. And I've so many people make the comment of, time is an illusion. It's a man-made construct. It's just something to get the trains to run on time.
Whatever makes you happy, baby.
But I mean, you got to punch in and punch out. So there's the time clock to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the time, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm very non-circadian, very much a night owl, very much. I like the peace and quiet of everything at like 3 a.m. Getting out of work and everything's just kind of quiet. I mean, do I miss the 24-hour Walmart days? Yes.
I miss that.
Yeah.
I honestly miss going into Walmart at 2-3 in the morning. Just because I forgot to get some toilet.
There's a different type of people there at that time, but it is less people.
Yeah, usually dressed inappropriately.
Yeah, there's a lot less people, and I like that. There's a different type of people there at that time, but... I
mean, I've walked into Walmart at that time in the morning, and I see incredibly obese people wearing thongs and bunny pants and bunny shorts. I'm like, you really have to be half asleep to get dressed like that and get out of your house.
Got the Cookie Monster pajama pants and the hair up in a messy bun, and
or the really over the top bonnets. You're like, what? Like, I was like, what the heck? And then it's like it becomes what else do they got in here? Who else do they got? No longer. They close. I think ours closed at 11 o'clock or some nonsense.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I remember when it first started closing, people were having fits. It's only 11 o'clock. Screaming and stuff and hollering, wanting to break into the Walmart. It's like, you break in here, sir, all you're going to get is arrested. You can't have that Coke, you gotta go home.
Go home.
Or at least you can't go here.
You gotta go home, but you can't stay.
Stay here.
Yeah, no, I definitely miss the late nights, the old gas station diners or the truck stop diners, I should say, over 24 hours. Man, we had Kings, and for the longest time, man, me and my friends, that'd be the place we were hitting because we were all nocturnal. We get done playing video games until like 2-3 in the morning, and then we want to go out to get some breakfast before the 6 a.m. places were opening up. It was nice to just be able to sit somewhere, quiet, not be bothered by other people, get things taken care of, or be taken care of, and get some nice service. Sit down
after the movie theaters. After watching all the horror movies, we'd go to the diner and hang out and drink coffee, and be completely amped until. Because usually we go on Friday nights, we'd be amped until like midday Saturday and then crash out at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon and wake up at 12 midnight and go out and just wander the streets doing stupid stuff. And then we go back to the diner and like, hey, dude, how you doing? Like, man, were you here just a couple hours ago? Were we? And then do all that stuff until like 3 or 4 in the morning. Then you got to go to church on Sunday. It's just crazy stuff, man. God, just being a teenager back then. I wasted so much time being a teenager.
Nah, you spent exactly as much time as you needed to being a teenager.
Yeah, I could be a neurosurgeon if I'd have just stopped watching all the horror movies and stopped chasing booty at 18. Neuroscience, man. That could have been my moment.
But then you wouldn't be here with us right now on this couch.
Yeah, I would be.
It all worked out.
I would be driving a Mercedes-Benz.
You needed some humility.
I needed to find myself. That's what I needed. I needed to find myself. Forget that. I really did enjoy chasing those big booty Latinas. I did. I really did. I think it made me a better man.
Yeah, I gotta say, I always when I was younger, it was a lot of like, oh, I want to, I don't want a family. I want a career. I want to get out into space. I want to fucking, build up a little galactic empire of my own, And now it's just, I mean, just getting older, becoming, not necessarily more mature, because I can't really say that I'm necessarily more mature, but just more accountable, more understanding of responsibility, what that really is and what it looks like. And just it was a very humbling experience getting knocked on my ass repeatedly by life, but it made me realize, one, working towards a goal, actually having a goal set, not some unrealistic, space empire-esque, but like, by this time I want to be making this amount of money. I want to have this going for me in life, as far as having a place, having a vehicle that's running, not, constantly buying, $1,000 beaters that last me 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, just getting myself to a level of responsibility and accountability, and setting those goals and standards for myself, and then being able to work towards those has worked out so well and efficiently for me. Like, yes, I've had setbacks, yes, I've had obstacles, but having the goal set and knowing that I can just keep working towards it, even if I fail, even if I have setbacks, if I just keep steady at it, I can get through a brick wall in my forehead, just beating my head off of that wall, and I will. And I know now that I can get through that wall. It may not be the quickest and most efficient, but I know that I will get through it.
It's one of the many ways.
Nah, not for me. For me, it's
get rich quick schemes and.
Well, no, that was in my 20s. That was in my 20s. Some of my 30s. I mean, I used to think of it as failure, but I'm going the realm of I have succeeded in finding out all the ways not to do something, because I've done all kinds of stupid shit that have cost me dearly. And now I have figured out just about every single way not to do it. And I'll be like, nah, that's fugazi. I'm not doing that again. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do the slow rise to where I want to be. The proven and true. Just kind of when they were saying, "Hey, man, you got a voice for radio. You got a voice for you got a really outlandish, boisterous personality. You'd be really great for radio." And I keep hearing that. And for years I heard that shit, and I never gravitated toward it until I got here.
Yeah.
And then I got here, and then I did it, and it was okay. And then I did it again. It was pseudo successful. And now we're doing it again. And now we actually have a stable crew. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna ride this horse to the stars. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do this forever. Big Smoke, you want to? No, fool. I'm doing this. Shut up. Get out of here. No, well, can you? Hey, you're dead to me. Leave me alone. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. It's shut up. Hey, Dad, you want to come out? No, I'm doing this. Okay, you can visit here.
Yeah, come to me.
Yeah, come. Yeah, you come here. Well, Dad, don't you want to be? No, they kill people over there. I'm not going over there. I'm staying here. Okay. I'm doing this.
I gotta say that has been another big thing for me in life, is because I used to be the people pleaser, I'm going to do everything, to go out of my way to do everything for everybody else, and I've finally gotten myself, grounded and rooted into my little plot of land here. It's not mine, and it's going to be uprooted and transplanted here shortly, but not too far from here. But more mentally speaking, it's very much like, I'm right here. If you want to be in what I've got going on,
this space,
then you got to come here. Mm-hmm. You got to come to me. I'm tired. I'm not even meeting people halfway anymore, man. I'm here. You can come over here. I'm done uprooting and fucking moving around for everybody else, doing everything for everybody else. You want to hang out and spend time with me? Come here.
Look, there have been like dalliances. They're like, hey, you want to hang out with me? You're gonna have to come out here and hang out with me. I'm like, well, I'll come out there every couple of months. Well, that's not enough. So be it.
That sounds like your problem.
Yeah. Have a nice life. Have a nice life. I'm not gonna no. And look, I'm trying. Well, I'm trying to have a better relationship with certain people, but Big Smoke is not bending to anyone's will. I'm too fat. I'm not going to bend. I'm not doing that.
If I bend too far, I might not be able to get up.
Yeah, bending me is like almost a death sentence. I'm not going to do that. So it's like I hated that I had to come to that rationale in my 50s. This is something I really should have had in my teens, in my later teens. But I understand that I had to learn these lessons through the decades now that I know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna utilize all the time we got left, and that's it. That's it. And that's another thing. I get to tell all the young whippersnappers like, okay, that's fugazi. That's absolutely stupid. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. Don't turn the gun sideways like that. Yo, put your eye out, kid. You know. No, this is
picturing hot brass in all the wrong places.
It's just,
I'm sure you've caught one or two down the blouse.
Look, I've caught hot brass from the other idiot to my left, who was standing too close to me. When his rounds ejected, they always hit me on the helmet, or then got caught down in my collar, and then and then it takes like an active, of will, not to point your AR. Fool, you better go a couple of feet to the left and quit pointing that, just leave me, But yeah, so yeah. No, I never watched a movie where someone was pointing the weapon sideways and it was shooting. I was like, basic firing principles will tell you your aim is already a minimum of 8 degrees off.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks good for camera. It's
right.
Not really. In fact, there was one show, it was called Person of Interest. He made that a joke. It was like every time the guy would point the gun at him sideways, he'd be like, hey, you're going to hit yourself in the face with a brass. Pow! Ah! You see, I told you, as he's beating him up, because the fire went, way off center. It's just, anything close, anything other than point blank range, you're going to miss. But that's a lesson that certain people, for some reason, thought was so cool to try after, watching it on television. Another thing is like, okay, having all this unprotected sex. And then people wander around like, hey, dude, I don't see how she got pregnant. Well, what do you mean you don't see how she got pregnant? You're having all this practicing sex, which is designed for having children. If you practice this enough, guess what? You'll succeed. She'll get pregnant. And then you wander around, oh no, she's pregnant. Well, yeah, that's kind of the whole idea, when you practice this thing, you're gonna get pregnant. You don't want to get pregnant, you're gonna have to either practice ways of not getting pregnant, or don't have sex at all. That's a concept. And please, if you're gonna have sex, at least have sex with someone you kind of like. Because, if you have children with her, now you got kids with someone that you don't like. That's a really bad existence. That's a real bad condoms for a reason, people.
All right. Jolly Green's been sleeping for the past 20 minutes.
Longer than that.
On and on.
On and on.
You gotta go get ready for work.
I gotta go to work, yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and call it there. It'll be a nice little short episode after the nice long episode of the last one.
Go get a nap, people.
Remember, rest is important. Take your vitamins. Don't get sick. Stay in school. Don't do drugs.
I was about to say, don't do drugs.
Practice safe
sex.
sex.
Get that whole comment, and subscribe. Get the full PSA out there.
Don't have sex until you're married. The whole.
All right. If you've made it this far to the episode, please follow, subscribe, hit that little bell notification button. Make sure you let know when our episodes come out. And follow us on the Facebook page, Nightwatch Podcast on Facebook. Support the channel at our coffee page, ko-fi.com/Nightwatch Podcast. Trying to get real good at getting everything across.
Amen.
Keep up with us. What did I put in the descriptions? Blue collar philosophies. from chronic closers with too much caffeine in our bloodstream. But all right, y'all have a good night.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.
Night, Jelly Green.
Good night.
All right, time to empty out the mop bucket, run the trash, and hit the lights. Go get off my time clock, and be safe getting home.